So in this video, we're going to start working on drawing his mustache. So let's start by looking for any key points. For example, the little indents along the bottom and these points here at the top on the left and right, and where his mustache touches on his nose. So we can see that they start touching pretty much in the middle of his nose. So we know that it's going to touch about there on the left and about there on the right, where we already had a couple of dots. From that, we want to see how far out and how far up to get to this point. So I'm using the ruler that's labeled drawing, and using the ruler that's labeled photocopy, my bad. And that distance out is a little bit less than 1/8. So that was a little bit less than 1/8. And then going up, it's probably about 1/2 of a 16th, a little bit higher than where his eye touches there. So switching to my ruler that says drawing, I'm going left a little bit less than 1/8 and up about 1/2 a 16th. So about there. So on the right side, a little less than 1/8, up about 1/2 a 16th. And this is just going to curve up and connect to that dot. So we're just going to curve up this way here on the left side and curve this way on the right. And that will get these curves as you go up to the points on the side. Now let's come down to the bottom, and we have one right in the center directly beneath the nose. So we're going to look and see how far that is, and that is about 1/2 a 16th. So I'm looking at about 1/2 a 16th to get to this dot. Then from that, I just want to see how far over left and how far up to get to the dot here on the left and the one on the right. So using the one that says photocopy, going left, that is a little bit less than 1/8. And going up, we're probably going up like 1/2 a 16th, a really small amount. So from here going out is a little bit less than 1/8 and go up maybe like 1/2 a 16th, a really small amount. Here on the right, we'll go over less than 1/8, go up about 1/2 a 16th, and that will give us those 2 points. Now from this, it curves down and back up. So we're just going to go down a little bit and then start curving back up to connect, and do the same thing on the right side. From that, we'll go over to the next point. So we'll switch to the ruler that says photocopy. And from that, we go over a little bit less than 1/8. So they seem to be spaced evenly from left to right. And this time we're going up a little bit less than a 16th. So here is our dot. We're going over a little bit less than 1/8, going up a little bit less than a 16th. From this dot, we're going over a little bit less than 1/8, up less than a 16th. And once again, this curves down and back up to connect. So we're going to go down a little bit and then curve up to connect, and do that on the other side also. Last, I can see that this bulges out before it connects. So I'm not going to necessarily put a dot, but I do know that it's going to not go straight down. It's going to go out just a little bit. This is going to come down a little bit and then start to curve up. And then we'll just kind of estimate and get these to curve and connect to one another. So here on the left, we go out a little bit. This one comes down a little bit and starts to curve up. This comes down and starts to curve in, and they'll connect here on the left. So that will get his mustache, and we'll go ahead and do his mouth since it's pretty simple. Also, we can see that it's centered, and we go down a really small amount. So probably like 1/2 a 16th. So very small amount. So from here, we have a 16th and we're going to go half that. And then I'm just looking at the fact the corner of the mouth is just over from this point close to touching this little bump. So it's going to come close to touching, we'll say in this area. It's both of these are probably less than a 16th or less than half a 16th. So they're really small. And you should be able to kind of estimate and get it close. And then I'll rotate this, and this is just going to curve up, excuse me, and connect, and that will connect there, and that will give us the curve for his mouth. And we'll stop with this video, and in the next video we will start looking at getting the shape of his face.